What it do, what it do, what it do? Welcome back, everybody, to another vlog. You know, it took me a minute to get this stuff. I was trying to get lighting, I was trying to get things right, situated. It wasn't working, so I'm gonna just hit record. And welcome back. I still don't know where to look. If I'm looking at the camera, looking at myself, I'm talking to myself through the whatever. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Alright, everybody, welcome back. I'm tired, man. Man, woman, they, them, all those watching, I'm exhausted. I just came from the gym. I did arms, shoulders, a little bit of cardio, you know. So I'm feeling it. And now I am trying to figure out what I'm eating. I don't feel like making anything. I don't really have the capacity to make things, but I gotta feed myself. That's always a struggle. If you know me and food. You know, it's like, if I could truly survive, which I'm sure we can in some way, but if I could survive off of liquids and air, cool. You know, I enjoy eating for the flavors. But the process that it takes for eating is a lot. And I am realizing I'm honoring that I'm tired. Therefore, I am complaining about something many people don't have the privilege and opportunity to do for various reasons. So I'm gonna check myself in real time. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have food, to eat, to digest, all the things. So I'm gonna pause myself in real time and just chill out on how I feel about eating and say that I am grateful for the abundance that I have. And with that, I am trying to figure out currently what I am going to nourish myself with, because I have the privilege to do so. Right now, I'm indulging in a protein shake. So just as a way to like get that protein for myself, which is good, because again, I balance when it comes to like eating. It ebbs and flows, so building that relationship with eating throughout the years has been a thing. So I'm acknowledging that as well. So just trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat. I don't know, decided to hit record, get into a little bit of creative energy and flow today. I know the video before this was really me in the gym and playing around with like angles a little bit. This season, I still am like, is this another season? Is this what is this? I don't know. I'm just recording. That's really where I'm at. I'm just hitting record. But this, I'm just going with the flow. Like, it sounds like there's no like strategy where like you just, but it's real. What it really is what I'm learning about my creative energy, my creative flow when it comes to YouTubing and blogging, is to trust the flow of it, the patterns, the energy that's there, right? That when my spirit and everything is like, oh, like I'm done, like to honor that and just be like, all right, I'm not gonna force myself to like hit the record button or do these certain things when I don't feel it. So for me, I'm feeling again that like cycle of like, all right, like now let's hit the record button and let's get to it. So that's where I'm at with these vlogs that are to come. So I'm looking forward to this journey and what this season has, what these next vlogs have to offer for myself. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really thirsty and tired. It's like really where I'm at. How y'all doing? How y'all been? comment in the comment section. You know, engage a little bit. Like, how y'all feeling? Life has been lifing. Things have been going on in the world. I don't know if you've been paying attention. This year has been a year for many people. So, you know, I just want to check in with folks. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's one thing that you feel you need? What's one thing that brings you some joy in the midst of everything? You know, like, just spend some time just dropping that in there, reflecting on that, you know, because it's so hard to do so and embrace it and to like find it. So hopefully this offers you just a moment to just like think about it. What brings you some joy, you know, and how can you continue to embrace little moments of joy and choosing joy for yourself, because you deserve it. I know I deserve it. I appreciate when I have moments for joy. It's an active resistance against all the things that we're continuing to feel, experience within government, systemic aspects, as well as just personal life as well. You know, the ability to choose joy is truly a privilege, is an honor. So if you have the privilege and honor of like taking just that moment to like sit and reflect, like I invite you to just embrace it and know that it doesn't have to be these super grand thing, you know. It can be just, man, again, like it's the fact that I get the opportunity to choose what I get to eat tonight is, you know, even though I was complaining a little bit earlier, like, you know, it's truly a blessing, and it truly does bring me joy. So yeah, you know, so I'm gonna do that a little bit, figure out, and then I'm gonna sit and talk to y'all, hopefully a little bit more, because it's just, you know, my legs, my body is like sit, rest, all the things. I'm excited to also show y'all like just the space. I know I haven't done like an update or anything like that, so I'm excited to show y'all the space. It's like Christmas season, so I got a little something. I want to do a little bit more. I need to get a little mini Christmas tree, you know, healing around the holidays, so I'm like looking forward to that. But yeah, you know, it's coming along. Like, it's really, truly, if I'm talking, bringing more joy into the space, like seeing my space come together is like truly, like, it's comforting. Shout out to all the people that have helped support with like purchasing things for my gift list for my birthday, that went to like went to just helping to curate my space. Like, I really truly appreciate that, because it's truly coming along, and it's going on a year since I've been here, and it takes a while for things to like get moving and grooving, but it feels really, really nice and to have an anchor and like an anchoring point, because that's been such a like a journey for me throughout life, is like anchoring. So to have furniture, to have things that are anchoring me is like super fire, like super fire. So I'm excited to do like in one of these next vlogs, like just to like, hey, look at the space. Not right now. I gotta do a little something, a little tidy up, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. But it's really coming along, you know. And it's so important when we have the opportunity, if we have the opportunity to like make our space our space, and what we feel we need in it, you know, to help us anchor and feel grounded. You know, when the world is doing all the things that it's doing, you want your home, your space to truly feel like a space where you can just exist without worries, exist without care, where there's a level of peace, you know. So finding that within this space has been beautiful. And just sitting with gratitude, you know, a lot of gratitude. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna look for food. I'm gonna put a little conjure up something in my little spot, you know. I'm gonna conjure something up to feed myself. So, and then I'll be back. So, all right, what are we eating? What do we got? Shout out to Costco. Costco, if you're watching this, I'm trying to do a brand deal. I would love to do something. Costco, shout out to Costco. They be having that stuff on them. They have a wide range and variety of food that I appreciate because it matches my food style, right? Because if you know me, you know my food style and my journey with food. This is my song. You know my food journey, right? I've been pescatarian. I've been vegetarian. I've been vegan. I did alkaline diet, right? Like I've been on all these journeys of like really trying to understand what my body needs and feels it needs. And out of all of that, I would say my favorite has truly been, I would say the vegan, vegetarian, alkaline diet, like that range has been my favorite range because I really was able to like feel like my full self, and like there was a lot of, I felt energized, I felt like alive essentially. Like that was my favorite time frame of food. And there was many reasons why I went back to eating meat, like aside from like price and like everything like that, like the fact that there was so many, because I was also on the journey of like trying all the Beyond Meat, Beyond Burgers and all of that, and I'm like, yo, like they're just all this, you're just putting things together in a lab, like it just wasn't making sense. So I was like, I would rather just eat meat and like all the things that I'm already eating versus like that. So anyway, I digress. What I'm finding is that as I continue to grow, as I continue to experience different foods, as I continue to grow spiritually, physically, get older, age, my body is like, certain foods is like, but then also just spiritually as I grow, like there's certain things that I see how it impacts me. So what I'm finding, all that to say, what I'm finding is my body is really trying to transition back into this like vegetarian, vegan space, where I think I've talked about this in some of my previous vlogs of like, if my diet is like 80-90% like plant-based with like 10% meat, like I'm good with that, right? Like whereas, and I usually only typically eat like chicken. I'll do fish like every once in a while, seafood every once in a while, but like my body really is like plants, fruits, like craving that. And like if the rest of it is like that 20 to like, yeah, like 20, you know, it's somewhere in that range of like meat and seafood, like I would be okay, right? So I think that's where I'm like trying to like transition to within my diet. So all that to say, Costco got all of that, from the vegetarian, vegan, all the way to the meat eaters, to all the things. Like having those like Costco finds is super dope. So all that to say, what I'm eating and what I found at Costco, I got some butternut squash. I love butternut squash. It's technically winter, but fall winter transitioning. So butternut squash, and these wontons are super good. Like they're just real good. It's like quick. And you might be like, that's such a weird meal. Mind your business. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm eating. Okay? This is what I'm eating. So, and all you gotta do is just pop them. Because the thing is, like, I like something quick. Like, when I don't have the energy or time, I just need, and then I'm gonna eat some vegetables too. I got some frozen veggies that I'm gonna put with it. The thing is, sometimes you just want quick. When you don't have the energy or want to put in that time and effort of like connecting and like, you know, doing all that, you're like, I just need something quick. I want to feed myself without having to go spend the money, all that whatnot. So that's also where I'm at. I'm like, what do we have we can honor that's maybe quick, that's nourishing, you know, to the body and all that way. So again, grateful that I get the privilege to do this and operate in this way. So that's what I'm doing, that's what I'm eating, and I'm gonna get to it. We're back. As you can see, you get a little bit. I got a couch. Okay, don't excuse the blinds. You know, anybody that got these, you know they got a mind of their own. Okay, they do what they need to do. They do what they want to do. Okay, if you can see, I got a little TV. Okay, I'm gonna do another tour. Okay, got a little some. You know, I gotta have my plants. You might see a little silhouette of the plant. Feel me? I got some little artwork. So the vision is coming together in its own way. That's not why we're here. My squash, it's doing this thing in there. It's doing this thing. I was also going to, while I was after the gym, I was going to, ducky down. I got so many ducks, y'all. Shout out to everybody that has gifted me a duck. They have continued to show themselves in my life, and I receive all the messages that they have for me. I digress. I was going to post-workout, also going to like make something with the roses, but they're not dry enough, so I'm gonna let them dry a little bit more. You know, let them do what they do, because as you all know, I'm all into the herbs and the utilizing plants as medicine and healing ways, and it's all the pathways and whatnot. And it's already in there. For my birthday, I shout out to everybody that came, that wasn't able to make it, all the birthday wishes, officially 31. I did a housewarming / birthday gathering, which was just super beautiful to have all my loved ones together, and to put everything. It was beautiful and very heartwarming and very grounding. And in planning that, I created like a housewarming / birthday type gift list. And again, thank you to everyone that purchased a gift, that invested in just me and celebrating me in all the ways. So I just appreciate that. So in that, some of the things that I have within my space were gifts, and I really truly appreciate it, with every fiber in my being. And I also had books on there. So some of the books that I had, I want to share. So, as you all know, I have been on this journey, spiritual journey, with connecting to traditional ways of healing. Again, I identify as Afro-Indigenous, families from the Bahamas. That's also me reclaiming the names, stories of my ancestors who I don't know, bringing their energy, their spirit, their ashe forward. And I've been on this journey of really connecting with African traditional practices, hoodoo practices, indigenous, right? Global indigenous ways of being, and what feels right for me. And throughout that process, I've continued to find books and things that resonate, or that just resonate in my spirit, is like, ooh, we need that, right? So one being this one. I've heard very good reviews and like things about this book, Working the Roots. So this book has so many goodies and like stories of like different people, and how to work with different roots, different plant medicines, different ways to use them, how to use them, the history of them, right? All the different pieces. So I'm looking forward to continuing to just utilize this book as I continue to grow in my spiritual healing journey, my journey as a healer, and how I can not only help myself, but help those that I come in contact with, and that I support, not only as a mental health therapist, right, but also again as a healer, and what that looks like for me and my continued journey and destiny. So I'm looking forward to just really mental putting this to use. And again, I always start with myself. That's the biggest thing, most importantly, before even like, you know, other people. So there's that. This book, oh my gosh. Spirits Come from Water. Listen, this book, I think it's Ehmie. If I pronounce the name wrong, I apologize. But this book, when I say this is for anyone, if you are looking to learn more about the basics of this book and the next book I'm going to show, the basics of like ancestral connection and spiritual connection and work, this is a good starter book because it gives a very basic foundation, and really starting with the importance of first connecting with your ancestors and setting up the basics, right, and what that looks like before diving into more systematic spiritualistic concepts such as the Yoruba tradition and religious system. So this is a good foundation of just connecting with yourself, meditations to connect with your ancestors, certain reflective questions to really help you deep dive on like your belief system around ancestral connection, spirituality, blockages that might be there. The Audible, oh my gosh, beautiful. I think they are also the author's also the person reading the Audible. Beautiful voice, very serene, very easy to follow. Again, easy read, something you can always go back to for support, and like if you're like, I don't remember, like this is such a beautiful book. And I have been finding so much solitude, so much comfort in this book in so many beautiful ways. And like I said, the reflections in here are like super beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna read this one. It's not a reflection, but the part below it that says remember. So it says, remember, your ancestors were once human. Speak with them like human beings. Simple, straight to the point, right? Because so often I feel like there's this misconception. There's so much. There's such a misconception about spirituality practices and connecting with ancestors, and that you're worshiping them and like all these different things. And it's like, I'm just talking to my people who are here. I'm talking to my granny, right? Like, yo, what's up? I'm talking to fill in the blank, like I'm struggling right now, help your boy out, help your grandson out, you know, like give me a sign, give me something, help our lineage out, like this person's struggling, like how can I help, or what can fill in the blank do, you know, or like what was, you know, having those conversations like in a very organic way, things that it's such a good book, like in really helping you slow down to connect and seeing the power in so many beautiful ways with the things that you do, from cooking to like your creative ventures, and how you can incorporate ancestral connection within those components. So again, this is beautiful, beautiful book. The back says reclaim your ancestral legacy, and I feel like this book does such a good job of helping you do that. And then the last one is like, this had the next one I think is another tier when you're wanting to deepen your understanding of a more religious concepts within the African traditional religions and spiritual practices. So the Handbook of Yoruba Religious Concepts. This is just a good book to understand, again, the basic concepts of the Yoruba practice and tradition. I know that there is so much when it comes to understanding this practice, and that I am literally only scratching the surface, and that people practice this tradition as babies and all the things, right? And a big part of my spiritual journey has really been like, there's like, my spirit is like, I want this, I want this, I want this. And like having to slow my spirit down enough to unlearn a lot of different things, and like the connection point and the reason, right? And not romanticizing these spiritual practices, not romanticizing connecting to ancestors and connecting to Yoruba, the tradition, and certain prayers, right? Pouring libations and all these different things, but really being able to connect and be like, yo, like this genuinely is like helping my spirit ground me in every aspect of my being, and the practices of showing up at my altar, the practices of certain prayers, the practices of fill in the blank, right, continues to like help ground me personally. And through this journey has continued to help. There's a lot of like just unlearning that has had to happen, and just so many beautifulness. So this is a good book of really being able to understand the Yoruba religious concepts, and it goes a little bit deeper than this book. This book has, she is she's a priestess within the tradition. So she brings certain teachings forward, but doesn't dive too deep. She gives the very basics that is needed, and has certain gives Yoruba proverbs and things like that to get you to think. So there's little bits and pieces that of the Yoruba tradition within it, but it's not specifically focused on it. Whereas this is we're focused on concepts within the practice to help deepen your understanding of certain realized my video cut off. But this, again, if you're interested in learning more about deeper concepts within the Yoruba practice and tradition, this is the book. And I was saying a whole lot before this cut off. One day, we're going to get another camera where I can see the timer, all the things. But I'm listening to here nor there. What is need to be recorded, said, is what is heard. In the midst of all of this, I burnt my... I burned that squash, I put it in the air fryer, and I just got caught up in the talking. It's not super burnt, it just got a little crisp to it. I'm gonna still eat it. But yeah, ultimately, again, these books, again, very grounding, have been helping me as I continue to learn, as I continue to deepen my practice. I was talking through the fact of just a lot of unlearning around ancestral connection, my purpose of it, and the de-romanticization of it, because I feel like there is an element of that, getting your pride, your ego, the drive and the desire, getting through all of that and getting to a point where it's you know what, let me chill out, so I'm just excited to continue to deep dive, and again, how these books will continue to nourish me, help me, so that I can continue to show up as a healer in the spaces that I'm in my waking life, right? And the term even healer, what that means, with there's layers to it, but there's stuff. So, and we'll continue to explore that. So, looking forward to it, and I just want to share that. I'll put all the links down below to the books. So that you can, be curious for yourself, and, whatever you feel pulled and called to, because again, my entire platform, vlogs have been just really about exploring self, coming home to you, your identity, welcoming yourself home, celebrating yourself in all the ways, but doing it within a community that we're all on this journey of finding who we are and coming back home to ourselves, in so many beautiful ways. So, and knowing that we need a community to do that, and sometimes we need people that are showing how to do that. And we all have a platform in so many beautiful ways that are doing that, people that write books and that do all the things, in so many beautiful ways, and it's just so beautiful. So I'm happy to use my platform in this way because it's what I feel called and pulled to do, to teach, to learn, unlearn, educate in all the many ways to, I don't know. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. This vlog, I was just getting back into it and getting a flow. But I really wanted to share those and felt pulled and compelled to share those today. So my music has been jamming through all of this, like, because I ain't trying to get the, you know, copyright and whatever. Hopefully this don't do copyright. I hope not. I don't know how any of this works, you know. So buy these books also before the stuff going on in the world and in the government is all I'm saying. So get yours. You better get you one of these. You better get you one of these. You better get you one of these. Get you one of these. So I got other books too that I'll share throughout the process and journey, but those three are the most recent, have been the most impactful currently in my life. So I feel like there's more I wanted to share, and the camera made a noise and I was like, oh dang, it's not recording. So I don't remember. I just know that my butternut squash is a little burnt, so I'm gonna handle that, and that's gonna be that. I'm back. I got another book. Clearly this book has been through some stuff. I haven't highlighted as much, but this book, another beautiful book when it comes to, I don't know why I'm dipping down like this, when it comes to ancestral connection, again, rooted in Yoruba traditions, West African traditions, acknowledges all the things. So this is another good book. This one, I like this one because it has different prayers. It has how to set up an altar. It has just beautiful ways to really again, as it's implied in the title, like the path of reconnecting to your ancestors and what that looks like and what that feels like for you. But yeah, there's a lot of different like rituals, prayers, offerings, you know, to help with that guidance. So I love this book because again, it gives just a very tangible thing that can be helpful when it comes to, again, like just bridging that gap between yourself and your ancestors. So I was taking a moment to send some stuff to Mama. Shout out to Mama. Shout out to Mama Zay, as she is known, Mama Dukes. You feel me? Sending some knowledge, spread the knowledge, you know, and that reclamation of ancestral strength and power. Because for me, it's been so beautiful being on this journey, and although growing up a certain way within the church and like all the things that comes with, and peeling back layers of existence, of history, colonization, all the things, ancestral wisdom, knowledge being unlocked and coming out of us, and this being where my path and journey has led me, is just so beautiful because it's, again, everyone does what they feel is right for them. For me, this feels right for my heart and spirit, and within that, seeing a reclamation within personal strength, ancestral strength, and what that does for the lineage is super dope. So that's what I'm like, a lot of gratitude for, and the messages that I've received as I've been on this path from different people, different healing experiences, my own meditations, spiritual experiences, divination tools that I use for myself to help spiritually ground me, right? To ground me in reality, physically, all the things, right? That all of it is connected in all the ways. That this journey for myself has been just so beautiful, and a lot of just gratitude, you know? So it's just beautiful, just seeing where journeys takes us, and knowing too that, again, everyone is on their own journey, and there's no, like, I know my social media and people are like, man, like, you must hate religion, you must hate da 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 da, and all these different things. Like, for me, it's really the balance of, like, exploring and being curious in all the ways, and healing through the ideologies, the things, I don't know, there's a lot, there's deeper conversations I know that can be had and all of that, but this is just where my path has continued to lead me, and it's been beautiful having conversations with people. My microwave's yelling at me because I still haven't eaten, but it's just been beautiful having and exploring these, because that's really is the purpose, and what I want out of all of this, is to explore all of it. And what's beautiful about all of it and the continuum of it is this notion of trusting the unknown, right? Trusting the unknown, and through exploration, conversation, we gravitate again what we feel our heart and spirit needs, given where we are within life, within whatever it is, you know. So, and for me, this is where my heart and spirit has continued to guide me and support me, versus other aspects, other religions, you know. This is just this discipline feels right for me, versus for some it might be a Muslim, it might be, you know, Christianity, it might be Buddhism, it might be all those different things, right? Like, do you, like, at the end of the day, do you, and know that from my perspective, the core message from every religion, every way of being, is to connect with a higher power, a higher being, and to also know that in some way you have that within you. Whatever that means, whatever that looks like. Now, there's nuances here and there within each one, but ultimately there's so much strength in each and every one of us. And may you find that in whatever way you need to find that, through whatever discipline, whatever ideology works for you. And, you know, just do what you feel is right. And also give yourself permission to explore, give yourself permission to be curious, to not be stuck, or not stuck, but like, not be curious about other things and like demonizing other things, right? Like X, Y, and Z, and the same with me, right? Not shaming, blaming, like, you know, all those different components come, because who am I to do that, you know? So it's really about being able to allow just exploration for yourself and get back to what feels right for your heart and spirit, as you continue to explore and learn more about who you are and your identity. I'm still jamming. Okay, I'm gonna eat now, and I think, you know, this was just, I guess this vlog was just to really share books, you know, share them books. I'm a very spiritual person. Religion, spirituality has been something that has been, always been curious, always been wanting to know more and more about it in all the ways. So, you know, just embracing this journey, what it looks and feels like for me, and wherever it takes me, you know. So just grateful. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. Stay tuned for more. We gonna keep going, we gonna keep growing, we gonna keep glowing. You feel me? The 3 G's. Growing. I already forgot what I said. what I say, growing, glowing, I don't know, and getting money.